So hi everyone, I'm Boris Paillard. I'm the CEO and one of the co-founders of a company called Wagon, or you can say Le Wagon as we say in France. And we are one of the leaders in immersive tech training, which means like we teach people digital skills in web development, data science, data analytics, data engineer in a very short period of time so that they can land job in the tech industry or be better in their current job and bring value. So we've been doing that for the last 10 years, and we are one of the global leaders worldwide on the bootcamp industry. So I'm super, super glad to be here at GitX. It won't be a technical talk, so if you are like looking for coding, and I won't be doing any demo, sorry for that. If you want, we have lots of free workshops running all day, and I will tell you more about that at the end. But I'm super happy to tell you more about this bootcamp format. So bootcamp, kind of this buzzword that some of you might have heard about, where it comes from, what it is about, and why it's becoming the standard everywhere in the world to teach digital skills everywhere. It's becoming really one of the standards. So I still don't have my slides, so maybe I can do without the slides, maybe. You need to check the preferences now, or just give me two minutes. Okay. Need to. All right, here we go. So coming back to this bootcamp education format, what was the start of it? Well, it started 10 years ago. Back in the day, it was in the Silicon Valley in San Francisco. And at the time, we had, thank you, sir, we had the first bootcamp starting in San Francisco to teach software development in 2 months to people without any skills. And as you can see, it really totally exploded over the last 10 years. So it moved from maybe 20K students in 2015 to last year, with also like the acceleration of online learning and the pandemic. In 2021, we had more than 100,000 students joining bootcamps. So just to give you an idea, do you know how many computer science graduates there is every year in the US? Like traditional computer science grads. Who knows about this number? Okay, let's say. So it's 60,000, 60. So as you can see, bootcamp are already training more graduates than all the computer science traditional grads in the US. And this trend is going to continue. And everyone is expecting the number of bootcamp graduates to reach nearly 400,000 by 2025. So as you can see, it's a massive trend. That's the new standard on how we teach technology with a very high return on investment to people in a short period of time. So why do we need bootcamps? What's kind of the real problem we are trying to solve? We are in a tech conference here, so it's no surprise that the skills and the jobs are changing super fast with the evolution of technology. If I take a job like data engineer, blockchain developer, no-code product builder, all these jobs, they did not exist, right, 5 years ago. And it's just going to accelerate, and basically we don't know what are the future skills and the future jobs of tomorrow. And I like these statistics. It's like 60% of the job in the next 20 years, they don't exist yet. We don't know what they will be. And for this reason, we cannot rely only on traditional higher education. We need shorter programs that adapt to the new job market at a faster pace. In addition to that, so we need to teach people the skills that they need. But on the company side, all the companies, we all know they are really, really struggling to hire for the right tech talent. There is this stat from McKinsey, 87% of companies will soon face talent scarcity. And for them, it's a real challenge. So we need to train people and help also companies hire the right tech talent and with the right skills. So I was telling you a bit more about my company called Le Wagon, this weird French name. So we are one of the global leaders in the space. We launched our bootcamps in 2013. So right, like 10 years ago, at the very, very beginning of this trend, we were the first in Europe. And since then, we scaled everywhere in the world. And I will tell you a bit more. And especially, we have a campus here in Dubai. So why do we call this format boot camps? Where does it come from? Actually, it comes from the military vocabulary. You know, like military boot camps, that's where you will train really hard during a very short period of time to get good, I guess, at all sort of things. And this is the same for boot camps. These programs, what makes them special, is they are based on practice. So you just practice a lot, and all the developers and the data experts in the room know that that's how you learn technology, by actually practicing a lot. So it means like you build real web application, real machine learning model, you put them in production, like as a real tech professional would do, and that's how you learn. There are most of them cohort-based, so that's the case at Wagon. So you don't join an online course self-paced where you're a bit lost. It's really intense. You join a group of maybe 15 to 40 students, and you work with them collaboratively. It's short, right? The idea is not to reproduce 3-year-long academic program. Is to get those skills in 2 to 6 months, whether you do it full-time or part-time, and get basically job-ready to land a job in the software industry in a junior position. And finally, of course, why there is no magic? Education, well, sorry to say, but it cannot be disrupted by technology. I know we are all technology lovers, but you need good teachers. That's how you learn at a fast pace. And all the boot camps, they rely on live teachers. So at Wagon, we have 1 teacher for 10 students. And every time you're stuck on your code, on your data analysis, on your model, you have help, and the teacher helps you, whether it's online or in a campus. So there is no real innovation there. It's just maximizing this education format. Few stats about us. So we were the first, back in the day, 2013, to run these boot camps. Right now, today, we are the first ranked bootcamp globally. So you might check Course Report, SwitchUp, and Career Karma. These are the Google review of bootcamps. That's where you will find all the student reviews about all the graduates graduating from bootcamp. Just so you know, there are more than 600 bootcamps in the US only. So it's a massive trend. There are lots of competition there. And we've been ranked first over the last 10 years with an average rate of 4.98 on 5 with more than 2,000 student reviews. So I think it's just acknowledge that we love what we're doing, and for now we are doing it well. We have 16,000 graduates everywhere in the world. Actually, we have a campus in Dubai, and we've run already a few sessions. And most important statistic, 93% of our students, they find a job after the training. That's the point of a bootcamp. It's value for your money. It's not like the traditional higher ed approach. I want to find a job. So actually, I put you some numbers, but I love also to give you some example of people who changed their life joining our courses. And I won't use the success stories of our people, like our students joining to Apple or Amazon or Facebook, because we have this kind of success stories. But just to prove that it's very genuine and honest, I'll just check around me and give you personal example. So this is Marie. This is my sister-in-law. Marie used to work in a lab. She studied biomedical science, and she was super bored. She studied kind of mathematics back in the day, and she was just studying, in a lab, and she wanted to change, but she was stuck. She was basically not managing to change her career. So she joined our bootcamp in London, and now she's a software developer for a company in London. And as you can see, all this career change, it happened in 6 months. Something that could not be imagined like 10 years ago. This is my CTO brother, Johan. He was a sound engineer. He did the training with us. Now he's a full-stack developer for a startup in Thailand. So I give you some software developer example, but we have bootcamps for any job. We train software developer, data scientists, data engineers, UX designers, product manager. So that's our role, to evolve with the job market and to give the right training for the right needs. But we also have lots of people that don't want to be a developer, but want to be able to kickstart their tech projects without depending on a tech team that they don't understand. And there might be an entrepreneur in the room. It's really the wrong approach if you don't know nothing about tech, just to ask a developer friend and rely on him, because that's the best way to fail, basically. And so since the beginning, there has been more than 190 startups that were funded by graduates. Overall, they raised $700 million since the beginning, and 10 of these startups joined Y Combinator in the Silicon Valley. And I put you an example, it's Skello. So Kitri on the left and Sami on the right both did the same bootcamp. Kitri is the CEO, Sami is the CTO, and they have like 15 graduates that they hire in their team, in their growing team that came from Wagon. And that's the kind of success story we like, because we also boost the startup ecosystem, and that's what we're planning to do in Dubai, because we need tech entrepreneurs that are launching the next success. What are we training? So we have basically two kinds of bootcamps. The first one, the one I spoke about, are career change bootcamp. So they're quite intensive, 400 hours of practice. So if you look at that, it's an academic year in 2 months in terms of workload. And the goal is to learn a new job and get hired. So we have that for web development job, data science, data analytics, data engineering, cybersecurity, no code. And we don't know tomorrow, because we'll evolve with the new jobs that will appear. But there are also lots of professionals in marketing, in finance teams, in whatever, like HR teams. We all know that even business jobs are more and more tech, right? There is no more distinction between technology and business. And so we also have this other vertical of products, shorter, 50 hours only. It can be done part-time, for 2 months aside your job. And the goal here is not to land a new job, but get specific skills that will get you better. So for instance, if you are working in a marketing team, you might want to learn a bit of SQL and dashboarding and visualization to be able to monitor your marketing performance. Or if you are a product manager, you might want to learn about product analytics and how to do a proper tracking. That's not changing jobs, it's just being better and more technical at what you're already doing. Here I wanted to bring you all with me in a typical day within a bootcamp, what it looks like concretely. So I just took some screenshots of our learning platform so that we can dive into the experience a bit together. So I'll speak mostly about the full-time format, but we do have a part-time format for people who work on the evening and Saturdays. So it all starts the same way. In the morning, you get assigned to a new peer. So we'll work with a new peer every day. That will force you to collaborate with very, very different ways of thinking and of doing things. Then you will have a 1 hour and 30-minute hands-on lecture. No slides, no PowerPoints. We are not at school. The idea is to just demo live, coding some projects, running some data analytics, building some machine learning model, and interacting with the class. That's how you learn. It's like watching, like a tutorial on YouTube. It's super interactive and friendly. Then all day, it's a bootcamp. Based on practice, you practice all day on tech challenges. And for the data training we have, you use real data from scale-ups so that we don't give you like Kaggle data, like it's real things that will be useful then when you join the job market. And finally, at the end of every day, you wrap up all your knowledge with a live session where collectively we go through some of the key challenges of the day. And with flashcards, so if you work in education, you know what's a flashcard. It's just a deck of cards that enable you to fix the concept in your brain by rehearsing the core concepts. Because we don't want people to keep coding in the evening. They need their brain to change and to just rest for a bit. So this is what we've been doing. And interestingly, it's also a super important trend in the bootcamp industry. Lots of people are financing their education with us. That's most of our students. But more and more, we are working with schools that want better training for their students, with companies who want to upskill their team so that they are more efficient, and also with governments that say, OK, it's a super high ROI format, so we need to sponsor more bootcamps like the Wagon to teach tech talent at scale. So just to give you some example, we're working with Talento Digital in Chile. We are training like 500 young people to technology there, financed by the government. It's also in France, the job agency is financing all job seekers to do our bootcamp. And interestingly, we start like the 100,000 local coder initiative here in Dubai. So we are the official partner to train tech talent locally here because you need tech talent in Dubai. So I'll finish there, actually, to showcase a bit our pedagogy and the way we are doing things. We are running a lot of workshops for free here in this conference. So if you want to get your hands dirty and start doing tech things. We are running like lots of workshops, so machine learning 101, design your first application, web scraping with Python. So it's for beginner. Everyone can join, and we'll be running it here in the Global DevSlam. If you want to know more about Bootcamp, about the Wagon, feel free to check on www.lewagon.com, or just send me an email on LinkedIn, and we'll be more than happy to discuss with you. So thanks, everyone, and have an amazing GitX.